Hey guys, Desolate Magic here, and welcome to the much less useful spoiler video. This is part 2, continued from the last one. And as far as I can tell, every single one of these cards is for sure involved in the Brawl event on Arena, or it's going to be in the paper Brawl decks that they're releasing, I don't know, sometime. So for every single one of these, we have no way of knowing, especially when they hide the number, if these are just in the Brawl deck because they're in the Brawl deck, or are they a Brawl deck exclusive card? Which, my understanding of what they said means that they're not legal for standard constructed. So some of these you might think, oh, well, that's going to be insane in this deck. Well, not if you're not allowed to play with it. So you might just catch on to the fact that that's pissing me off a little bit in this video. So anyway, here's the very less useful spoilers with no accompanying information about their legality. Enjoy! Next up, Tome of Legends. I really like that artwork. That is pretty much the coolest thing ever. Too bad the black-white contrast ratio and difference in lighting limits make absolutely no sense. Like seriously, just crop it and look at the luminosity graph in Photoshop, which I know all of you will super do. Just take my word for it. They really screwed this up. There's nothing below 50% black in this whole damn photo. Anyway, it's a 2-cost artifact. And Tome of Legends enters the battlefield with a page counter on it. Whenever your commander, so I guess I know where this one's coming from, whenever your commander enters the battlefield or attacks, put a page counter on Tome of Legends, and you pay 1 and tap it, remove a page counter from Tome of Legends, and draw a card. So you're getting a card no matter what, because it enters with a page counter on it, you just pay 1 and get it, and you could do that for 1 the turn that it comes out. And then anytime your commander either gets resummoned or summoned, I guess in the first place, to the battlefield, or attacks. So if they do anything other than sit on their ass in the command zone, pretty much, you're going to get a free card off it for paying 1, which that is pretty damn powerful. I think in Brawl that's broken as all hell, and in Commander it's very good but appropriate. Do they really think people are going to play Brawl when this is clearly like a $20 card? I mean, your whole damn deck should cost $20 in Brawl. It's supposed to be a bunch of leftover second-rate crap that costs nothing because you're playing Singleton, so you're forced into running second-rate cards, and then the whole deck is cheaper because of it. I thought that was the whole point of Brawl. I guess from Wizard's standpoint, it's, hey, let's make more money. But, well, that's what Pauper devolved into. Instead of Pauper being like, oh, it's common, so it'll be really cheap. It's like, oh, it's not. It's just Pauper now. And Tier 1 and Best Of cards are crazy expensive, so thanks for that. So this card's just an unnecessary dumpster fire of a card, just an absolute scam to make money, so that's great. Thanks, Wizards. Next up, Shambling Suit, and if you're wondering why everything about this card looks wrong, it's because the text size, the mana cost, and the power and toughness are from Arena. I believe these are Arena screenshots because, FYI, they opened up 4 pre-made Brawl decks that all involve cards from the next set. They opened that up for play right now. The rewards are pretty nuts, so I would jump in and do it. And yeah, you can basically, a month ahead of time play with Throne of Eldraine cards, which is exciting and interesting and awesome. But you have to play Brawl to do it. So, I mean, manipulative, but at the same time, who cares? Whatever. I like really wacky, weird formats, and I don't care that there's clearly an agenda here. Whatever, just play the event. So anyway, 3-cost Shambling Suit here. It's a creature construct, 0/3, and its power is equal to the number of artifacts and or enchantments you control. So on the actual card, if it exists and isn't an Arena exclusive, who knows where any of these damn cards are at this point. There's not even a set number on this one. Anyway, in reality, its attack power should be an asterisk, not a 0. It's just when they took the screenshot, it is 0. So anyway, this thing's also overpowered as all hell, so that's interesting. Okay, need I remind you that Steel Overseer, one of the most broken cards in the history of the game, that just is a 2-cost construct, non-legendary, you tap it and put a 1/1 counter on each artifact creature you control, is legal and standard, and since it's from M20, it's not rotating. That mixed with Shambling Suit, I literally don't care what the rest of the deck is, it's overpowered. That deck is going to be ban-worthy, take my word for it. Next up, Shining Armor, 2-cost artifact, white artifact, cool, equipment, whatever, flash, cool. When Shining Armor enters the battlefield, detach it to target knight you control. See, told ya. I don't read ahead on these, by the way. Equipped creature gets +0/+2 and has vigilance, and then otherwise it has an equip cost of, I believe that's 3. That was really encoded like crap, so it actually could say anything. So flash with free equip, I mean, that's an instant trigger on the stack, so you would basically just equip it and then block, but it doesn't provide any additional attack, so it's not that big of an ambush. It's like, oh, surprise, it didn't die. And honestly, the knight probably already has vigilance, so I don't know about this. Next up, Corridor Monitor, coming straight out of your nightmares. It's a 1/4 for 2. It's a blue construct artifact. That's interesting. And when Corridor Monitor enters the battlefield, untap target artifact or creature you control. So in other words, Steel Overseer is what you're literally referring to just about by name. Cool, screw you two and screw that overpowered broken deck. I can't wait for the ban announcement. But then again, are these Brawl-specific cards legal in Standard? I don't remember what they said, if they even specified. And cue somebody in the comment section, but didn't you see when they said in their live stream? No, you think I watch their live streams? Are you fucking kidding me? I'd rather rip out my teeth one at a time while doing my taxes. Speaking of that, we've got Animating Fairy. It's a 2/2 for 3 with Sorcery Adventure, Bring to Life, pay 3. Target non-creature artifact you control becomes a 0/0 artifact creature. Put 4 1/1 counters on it. So it's just an enchanted artifact thing, but they realized that the typical, what was the name of that? End Soul artifact effect of being a 5/5 is ridiculous. So they made it a much more appropriate 4/4, but you're basically getting a 4/4 for 3 mana, which is already pretty nuts. And then you could later just pay 3 and get a 2/2 flying fairy. Now, will the fairy deck run equipment or any kind of artifact? I don't know. I mean, artifacts are supposed to be colorless. They don't seem to be in this set, but I don't know. Is this even legal in Standard? Who the knows? I don't know. Why are you asking me? Next up, Frogify, which I actually predicted that this would literally just be Turn to Frog, but, well, it pretty much is. It's a 2-cost enchantment aura, enchant creature. It loses all abilities and is a blue frog creature with base power and toughness 1/1. So it's a 2-cost blue removal card, making this just unbelievably powerful in Constructed and Sealed and Draft. Next up, we've got Inspiring Veteran. It's a 2/2 for 2, and other knights you control get +1/+1. Oh, good. That's what we needed. I'm so sick of these stupid overpowered tribal decks where you basically have to kill every single member of it or they will murder your entire line. And this is not helping. Thankfully, they made it 2-color, which very much limits your options. So next up, the most exciting card so far, Thornwood Falls. Yay, it's a land, it's a common, you've seen it before. It enters battlefield tapped, and when it enters battlefield, you gain 1 life. Oh boy. Oh boy, guys, life lands. We haven't seen these in forever. I'm so excited. Actually, I'm excited. I hate overpowered dual lands. I hate them. They make the game far too expensive for anybody to play, especially new players. And next up, Command Tower. Okay, add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity, which is now, I guess, legal in Brawl. I guess you can't really say this is legal in Standard Constructed, which is what's making me question the other cards that are above, 269 or whatever in the number, if they even bothered to print a number, which on this one they didn't. Because it's digital, which means it might not be in their paper Brawl product that's coming out, but maybe it will be, and if it is, it's just a trick to add value to it because they know people won't actually play Brawl. So the Brawl decks and Brawl products are basically just Commander Masters 5 or whatever the hell we're on at this point. If you think I'm being overly cynical, then you clearly don't know Wizards history as well as I do. So next up, we've got Sir, once again spelled wrong, Gwyn, which is not a Sir, that's a ma'am. And it's Hero of Ashvale. Oh boy, it's a 6-cost, triple-color knights, 5/5, Vigilance Menace, cool. Whenever an equipped creature you control attacks, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. I assume that's per equipped creature, per attack. Of course, the card's not going to clearly specify that because they don't want to clearly specify anything in the set. Then equipment you control have Equip Knight 0. Yeah, that includes that hammer, the giant-ass hammer that costs like nothing to drop in but a ton to equip, which now costs 0 to equip. So that's crazy, except that the only way to equip it for 0 is to have this in play, which costs 6 and is 3-color, and is legendary, so I mean, it's not that crazy, but I still hate it. Next up, Savvy Hunter. It's a 3/3 for 3. It's a human warrior, and whenever Savvy Hunter attacks or blocks, create a food token, and then sacrifice 2 foods, draw a card. Now we're talking something useful you can actually do with food other than extend the game needlessly. Next up, Alayla, Artful Provocateur. She's a fairy warlock, because they printed too many damn rogues already. It's a 2/3 for 4 with triple color. I can't believe this is a triple color set. I can't believe they're promoting that with 5 sets legal instead of 8 sets legal. It's very hard to do triple color with 5 sets legal. So we'll see how well this takes off. Anyway, flying Death Touch lifelink because of course, and other creatures you control with flying get +1. That's what we needed. Another freaking boost for flyers because there's not enough of those in the game. And then whenever you cast an artifact or enchantment spell, create a 1/1 blue fairy creature token with flying, which heavily implies that this is not the only card that's going to generate fairy tokens. Oh, good. Let's see. I don't want to leave anybody out, but I'm pretty sure so far we've got the artifact deck, the overpowered fairies decks, and the overpowered knights deck. Did I miss any? Oh, blue control draw. Yeah, that deck too. Do you guys remember what happened the last time that they put this powerful of cards all of a sudden in one set in standard just to sell one set? The 4 sets after it all sold like crap. They were worthless, and Wizards lost probably $100 million+ on them in potential sales if Aether Revolt, in case you didn't know that's what I was talking about, didn't completely overshadow everything after it. Nothing competed with those energy decks. Nothing. If you looked at the box EV on release day and then 3 weeks after release of any of the 4 sets that came out after them, they would all be classified as a financial disaster. So looking at the power level of the cards in this set, I think we're going to have a repeat. Which is a real shame because we're going back to Theros after this. Spoiler alert, which I shouldn't have to say in a spoiler video. I guess I'll make a separate video on it if there's enough content. Otherwise, if it's just, oh, that's where we're going to, here's the set logo, which is all I read so far, then I probably won't make a video on it because it'll be a minute long. But then again, we're 34 minutes into this bullshit because they decided to leak 61 cards today. So, thanks. Whatever, ups my watch time. Next up, we got Corvald, Fey Cursed King, who is triple color when 5 sets are going to be legal. Good luck with that. 4/4 flyer, Dragon Noble. Oh, good, another Noble, yay. When he enters the battlefield or attacks, sacrifice another permanent, which is mandatory. And then whenever you sacrifice a permanent, oh, I wonder when that would happen. Put a 1/1 counter on Corvald and draw a card. So, this is basically just a commander. Oh, I just realized he literally is probably from one of the Brawl decks, and he probably is one of the commanders. I probably missed that on some other cards, but I thought they were leaking cards from Throne of Eldraine, not this pretend bullshit product that's supposed to go along with Standard. So once again, can you even use this in Constructed Standard? I don't know. Probably not. It's 3 color. Good luck. Probably just the front man of a Brawl deck, but I don't know. He looks pretty good. Whatever. So next up, we've got Rosethorn Acolyte. It's a 2/3 for 3. Appears to be digital, which means it's in the Brawl deck, which means it might be a Brawl exclusive, but it might not. They might have just borrowed it for the deck, but we don't know because they didn't put the number on it. Boy, this whole spoiler day is turning into a confusing dumpster fire, but what else would you expect? So seasonal ritual, sorcery, adventure, yay, add 1 mana of any color. So it's a shitty filter, cool. And then if you actually bring it into play, it's a 2/3 for 3, and you can tap it and add 1 mana of any color. So that seems so weak and so specific to a 3-color deck that it just has to be Brawl only. It has to be. Next up, Steelclaw Lance, a 2-color artifact equipment. I don't think that's ever been in the game. Equipped creature gets +2/+2. Equipped knight is 1. Equipped regular is 3. Told ya. Called that one. So, yeah, that's pretty good. It's a shame all the best knight cards are multicolored because I think people just wanted to play white knights or white black knights like a normal person, not involve red in any way. But then again, this might be a Brawl exclusive. Who the knows? Getting really sick of this crap, Wizards. Next up, we got Knight's Charge. It's a 3 cost. It's an enchantment. Whenever a knight you control attacks, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Then if you pay 8, sacrifice Knight's Charge, return all knight creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. So, yeah. That's probably the most broken tribal card I've seen yet, and they really set the bar high on that. People are so sick of that, what is that, Sanctum Seeker or whatever from the vampire deck, where every time a vampire swings, they ping you for 1 and heal 1. So just when you thought we were rid of that bullshit, we've got this, which, once again, to reiterate, I don't know if this is an actual card that you can use in Standard Constructed, because they're not going to tell us. Next up, Banished into Fable. It's a 6-cost instant, might be Brawl only, who knows, and when you cast a spell from your hand, copy it if you control an artifact, then copy it if you control an enchantment. Oh, fun. You may choose new targets for the copies, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, you create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance. Holy crap, I mean, that costs 6, so as powerful as it is, that is kind of appropriate, especially not being in a ramp color like green. But damn, I mean, return 3 non-land permanents to their owner's hands and then create 3 knights? Wow. Next up, Shine Chaser. It's a 3-cost 1/1 fairy, flying vigilance, and it gets +1/+1 as long as you control an artifact, and +1/+1 as long as you control an enchantment. So gee, I wonder if fairies will use artifacts and enchantments. Cool. Is it legal for constructed? Nobody knows. Arcanist Owl. It's a 4-cost 3/3 flyer, and when it enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact or enchantment card from among them, put it in your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Yay, unreliable, almost fetched. Cool, and this isn't a fairy. Cool. Next up, Thorn Mammoth. It's a 6/6 elephant, which, I mean, that's clearly not an elephant. It's a mammoth, which are 2 completely different animals anyway. 7 cost, cool, trample, cool. And when it or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Thorn Mammoth fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Wow, they're not going to put a color restriction or size restriction on that. It's just when any other creature, including tokens, enter the battlefield under your control, it then fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. So you don't dump in 5 tokens and have to fight 5 creatures. And even if you did, just target the same creature 5 times and then the other triggers would fizzle because you would kill it the first time. So either way, it's not like that's some giant downside, but I still think this is hyper overpowered. So I actually hope that this is exclusive to Brawl. They really should have done a separate set symbol like they did for the dual decks. This is so confusing. Anyway, Witch's Oven, 1 cost, artifact, cool. Sacrifice a creature, create a food token. If the sacrifice creature's toughness was 4 or greater, create 2 food tokens. Okay, good way to generate food. Good trade-off there if you're going to go all in on food or you just have to go defensive. But I mean, getting rid of a creature if you're getting your life total totally pounded is probably not a great idea. Because 1, you probably need them to block, and 2, even if you don't need them to win the game. So, okay. Next up, we better be getting close to the end. Workshop Elders. It's a rare 4/4 for 7. Thanks whoever took a wonderful cell phone shot of their screen to capture this. What the hell is your problem? It's a 4/4 for 7 human artificer, and artifact creatures you control have flying. Cool. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, you may have target non-creature artifact you control become a 0/0 artifact creature. If you do, put 4 1/1 counters on it because 5 would be absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, artifacts really needed to get more powerful. Thanks. I really hope these are Brawl specific. Next up, an even more ass quality cell phone shot of a monitor, Shimmer Dragon. And it's a 5/6 for 6. It's flying, and as long as you control 4 more artifacts, Shimmer Dragon has hexproof. Wonderful. Tap 2 untapped artifacts you control and draw a card. Are you kidding me? This better be a Brawl only card. Next up, Keeper of Fables. It's a 4/5 for 5. It's a cat, which is just automatically awesome no matter what it says. And whenever 1 or more non-human creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. I take it back. This is overpowered as all hell. Next up, I almost called this a real card. Then I realized it's 315 out of who the hell knows and what's it legal in. I don't know. Who knows? So Silverwing Squadron. It's star for 6, Human Knight, and Flying Vigilance. And its power and toughness are equal to the number of creatures you control. Great. And whenever a Silverwing Squadron attacks, create a number of 2/2 White Knight creature tokens with vigilance equal to the number of opponents you have. You know, interestingly enough, I feel like that might just be a Brawl exclusive. Next up, Embereth Skyblazer. It's a 4-cost 4/3 Human Knight. As long as it's your turn, Embereth Skyblazer has flying. This is, by the way, 321 out of who the hell knows. Whenever Embereth Skyblazer attacks, you may pay 3. If you do, creatures you control get +X +0 until end of turn, where X is the number of opponents you have. Clearly, I have wasted my time even reading this card. Next up, Chittering Witch. Another card that probably isn't legal or relevant to anything you're going to play in Standard, because Brawl is going to fall flat on its ass. 2/2 for 4, Human Warlock. When it enters the battlefield, create a number of 1/1 black rat creature tokens equal to the number of opponents you have. Yeah, whatever, who cares? I'm not even going to dignify the rest of that with this. Gluttonous Troll, read it your damn self. It's some more multiplayer Brawl bullshit. Embereth Shieldbreaker. What is this card? This looks like one of those half-printed foil promo things they give away at Comic-Con or whatever. I don't know if they're just making a joke at their own expense about how bad their misprints are. I don't know. Is this the special promo frame? I think it is. Where do you even get this? Why is it $2.92 out of nothing? God, this whole set of spoilers is so pissing me off. Anyway, Embereth Shieldbreaker, Sorcery Adventure, pay 1, battle display, destroy target artifact, whatever, who cares? And it's a 2/1 for 2 Human Knight. Wow, how exciting. Next up, Taste of Death. Bitch, you ain't fooling anybody if you're going to carve the apples like that. My gosh, at least try. Each player sacrifices 3 creatures. You create 3 food tokens. Fantastic. Midnight Clock. It's a blue artifact. You can tap it to add 1 blue and then pay 3, put an hour counter on midnight clock. At the beginning of each upkeep, put an hour counter on midnight clock. And then when the 12th hour counter is put on midnight clock, shuffle your hand and graveyard into your library, then draw 7 cards, exile midnight clock. I really thought they were going for win the game. So, okay, fine, whatever. This is kind of neat, but honestly a horrible misuse of mana in a color that doesn't ramp, but whatever. Next up, Venerable Knight. It's a 2/1 for 1, and when it dies, put a 1/1 counter on target knight you control. Cool, appears to maybe be a Brawl card, I don't know, the number would really help. Although I'm assuming numbers above 269, 79, whatever, are not legal except in Brawl, and the ones lower are, but that might not even be confirmed yet, so... oh, whatever. So Piper of the Swarm is next. It's 2 cost 1/3, rats you control have menace. So if you pay 2 and tap it, create a rat, and then if you pay 4, sacrifice 3 rats and gain control of target creature. Oh, neat. Next up, All That Glitters. It's a 2 cost aura, enchant creature. It gets +1/+1 for each artifact and or enchantment you control, obviously meant for a fairy deck. Pretty damn powerful. And by the way, obviously it itself counts as an aura, or enchantment, whatever. So bare minimum, it's going to get +1/+1, which is like, you know, not terrible for 2, but not great. And then, well, you still get a boost for every other artifact or enchantment. So I think this actually could get a little overpowered. Thankfully, it might be a Brawl exclusive. Next up, Belle of the Brawl. Ha ha ha, instead of ball. Oh, these puns. 3/2 for 3. And it's Human Knight with Menace. Cool, love that. And whenever it attacks other knights you control, get +1. Yeah, f you too. The Knight's deck is already overpowered as shit. Next up, an absolute ass-quality cell phone shot of the Royal Scions. Since the dumbass that got this at the spoiler, and I'm too lazy to check who it actually is, but whoever it is, fuck you. They cut off the number. I don't know if this is like a commander or what. Anyway, it's the whatever the hell twins, and they're 3 cost 5 loyalty, which is already batshit crazy, and then +1, draw a card, then discard a card. Cool, great. +1 again because it clearly didn't enter the battlefield with enough loyalty. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains first strike and trample till end of turn. That's insane. And then -8, draw 4 cards. When you do, the Royal Scions deals damage to any target equal to the number of cards in your hand. Well, at least the ultimate is garbage because the 2/+1s are overpowered as all hell. Next up, Fairy Formation, 5/4 for 5 flying, and if you pay 4, create a token, a fairy token, and then draw a card, by the way. A little slow for Fairy Tribal, but whatever, it's a Brawl card. So then we got Steelbane Hydra. Actually, that's a turtle. But anyway, it's a green X. Steelbane Hydra enters battlefield with X 1/1 counters on it. Then pay 3, remove a counter from it, and destroy target artifact or enchantment. Ooh, that is gonna wreck people's fairy decks. If it's legal. Looks like a Brawl exclusive based on the number. Who knows? And oh, finally, hallelujah. That's actually the last one. I'm gonna go make some supper. Oh wait, I gotta do a closing conclusion. The set looks overpowered as all hell, but I think I probably overlooked the fact that a ton of these cards aren't even legal for constructed. So I might be wrong, but some of them really do look problematic, and they're gonna turn standard into a dumpster fire immediately after rotation, which means we won't even get 3 months of playable standard. It's just gonna be day 1 overpowered crap and people demanding a ban, then Wizards is gonna do it, but way too late and ban the wrong card, and yeah. Oh well, at least we're going to Theros after this, which really, it's not like Standard is going to rotate again after Eldraine, so it's still going to be broken shit, but at least it'll be broken shit with also Theros. Wizards, I swear, if you do not bring back Devotion, I am going to lose my shit. So here's looking forward to that, because now I really hate Throne of Eldraine. You should too if you know anything about assessing cards, and I will see you guys next video.